Hola, pinche mugrosas. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Eric. Today, it's nothing special, nothing different, nothing wild, guys. It's todo como regular. Today's podcast, we're gonna make it a little short. We're gonna talk about growing up in school and kind of like me dealing with bullying type issues, unfortunately, and And we're gonna talk about how I wanted to beat this girl's ass up, but I didn't. I didn't beat her ass up. I should have though. I should have. But either way, guys. So basically, growing up, I've always been bullied. Always, always. And it's hard, dude. It's hard. I mean, I remember being on the bus and they would laugh at me and look at me and it hurt. It definitely hurt. It definitely hurt that they would do that. And the teachers, some of the teachers were rude, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding. But this was back in Fort Lauderdale. And for some reason, I don't know why teachers are ass down there. But to be honest, Florida's ass. So the teachers gotta be too. And so they would bully me a lot. I didn't like it, obviously. And the bullying got bad. I had to switch schools eventually. I went um from my old school because I had originally gone to my old school, transferred to a new school, but I didn't even last a year, guys. That I had to transfer back to my old school because I did not like my new school. Like literally, I liked my old school because they would literally in my old school. I'm not saying the bullying was less. It was definitely still there, but the teachers were nicer. My teacher would always comfort me. And she would obviously report. She reported the students. Surprisingly, you wouldn't think this was some type of K drama where the teacher ignored the kid getting slapped in the back of the classroom. But you know what? No, she reported them and everything. And basically, they just got in trouble. But at the same time, like it hurt guys, because I was always bullied for my weight, on my looks, and to be honest, I don't even look that bad. You know the frick? Like they'd be like, "Oh, you're so ugly." I'd be like, "Frick you, bitch, the frick." I don't give a damn crap about what you think. Like you ugly too. Like damn, it's your opinion. Like damn, I could be pretty to somebody else. I don't give a crap what you think. And so that's like me now, but before no. And so I was definitely always on edge, dudes, about that. I would always, how would you say? Like I don't know, I would always be self-conscious basically. Because like the school uniforms, shirts would never fit. They were too small and I had to make do with what I had. And eventually we moved up to Central Florida and that was like around the 5th grade I had moved. No, mentira. I had moved around the 3rd grade. And y comadres, it was honestly a bit of a changer. The teachers over here, dude, my first teacher I had over here in the 3rd grade when I had transferred over, she was so fue una negrita, right? Pero like one of those like, that auntie vibe type, like ella me fascinó, me cayó bien en realidad, dudes. I wish I could have stayed with her literally the whole time, but obviously, you gotta transfer grades, which is unfortunate, but whatever. And so literally the bullying wasn't as much there, but it was still there. And people would call me, con las pinches porquerías que dicen gente que like la chingada, like freaking fuck y'all. And they would always call me fat ass, they would always call me this, they would call me that. I'd be like, I was like done at this point. Like I really, really didn't want to, you know, go to school at this point. And eventually I hit middle school. And this is where it kind of changes a little bit because this is more where I start to grow truish to myself, I guess you could say. And during like 6th and 7th, bullying, I would report them, they would deal with it, but it was honestly horrible. And I made friends, but y'all already know if you had a best friend from school who, you was friends for 2 years, and then after the third year, or after y'all transferred to high school, they ain't your friend no more because, y'all lost contact. I don't know. Así chingada comadres. And so basically, I had six through eighth actually, bullying the whole time. But like I said, comadres, it wasn't as bad. It was not as bad as before. Um, like I said, I mean, it was definitely still there. Thankfully, I had actual good friends. I no longer have contact with some of them, but they were still there. They were still nice. They were still supportive. And fast forward a bit to the ninth grade. This is where I start to find myself a bit more. And let me tell y'all, girls, comadres, like, if y'all don't know, your comadre right here, she's, you get me. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. For those who don't, closeted, and that's all. Drag, not just kidding. I don't do drag. Dude, I want to go to a drag show though, for real. Sorry, ADHD. Either way, so around ninth grade, I started to find myself. I started to find my identity in myself. And mind you, the bullying has never stopped, by the way. But at the same time, I think the more I kept growing, the more I just kept pushing it out and ignoring the crap out of the people, because I would hear stuff around me, but at the same time, I would like kind of fight back, in a way. Because one time I was walking down the hallway, right? I had my sweater wrapped around my waist, and for anybody who knows this, that's mostly like something you would see women do, or female. Well, here in Central Florida, mostly women do that. And I say Central Florida because this is literally where I'm from. I don't know anywhere else. I don't know if guys wrap it around there, but I haven't really seen guys wrap it around their waist unless, it's like a big old jacket and they want to carry it. And so I wrap it around my waist. Oh, damn. Sorry, guys. I wrap it around my waist. Okay. And as I'm walking down the hallway, I just hear, like, is this Marica? And I was like, huh? They're like, is this Marica? And I'm like, huh? That's what I heard. And I was so confused. I was like, what? And I can hear him talking right behind me. And I'm like, no creo que saben that I speak Spanish. Like, girl, I speak 5 different languages. What are you talking about? I speak Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Colombian, Spanglish, estupidez. I speak all 6 languages. I said 5, 6. So they didn't know I spoke Spanish, I guess. And they're like, it's marica and whatever. Girl, like comadres, when I tell you, I just started to move my hips even more. I'm talking about like giving Shakira, Shakira. And I literally just kept walking. And I opened the door, like full ass, everything. Like, I ain't give a crap. And this is high school, by the way. So we literally got to dress however we want. So I definitely dressed more feminine, I guess you could say, um, to other people. Because in my opinion, I dress like a man, I guess. But either ways. So literally, this was all happening, and this is kind of literally, dude. I had also gone literally, like I said, the bullying was always horrible, but eventually I learned how to stand my ground. And I had actually fallen into depression, guys, like literally so bad. Um, but thankfully, comadres, thankfully, hay uno allá arriba who's always watching, who's always looking, who's always seeing, who's all knowing. He saved me, basically. Jesus saved me. And he had helped me through so much, y'all. He had helped me through so much. And it never really changed me. People who knew me, who know me, understand as a Catholic, because I am Catholic, like I said before. And like they know this is part of who I am. So literally, so like a Catholic, anytime a Protestant brings up something, it's just annoying to me. And I actually had a lot of Protestant friends um during high school that would actually talk to, like, literally, basically, they would call themselves my friends and I would call them my friends, but at the same time they weren't my friends because they would bully me because of my Catholic ways, because who I am, because of the way I act, because of the way I look, basically. And like, comadres, fue una cosa con otra cosa que en realidad, comadres, yeah, literally, dude, I literally wanted, I'm not gonna say it, but y'all know what I wanted to do. And it was horrible. But around it was actually ninth grade that I actually met one of my bestest friends, and her name is Jaika. I believe I talked to her about her last episode. I'm not sure, guys. Unfortunately, I have a really bad memory. But either way, Jaika, dude, she's my best friend. Literally, I have a note from her that she made 3 years ago that she wrote for me, and it's like te quiero, perra callejera. And dude, I find it so funny, and I literally have it framed up on the wall. And I'm like, you know what? I'll frame it, and I did. So either way, she's my best friend. And the funny thing is, when we first met, I didn't want to talk to her, not because of this or that, but because she was like really pretty, and I didn't want to talk to her because I was like, she's really pretty, and I've had pretty friends before, or friends who look good, or like better looking friends than me, basically, and they all turned out the same. So I didn't want to talk to her. But she kept trying to talk to me. And I was like, okay, you know what? Fine. I was like, fine. I gave in. And y'all, been best friends for about 3 years now. And I find it so funny. So funny. She told me one time, she like, when I saw you, she's like, I knew we was gonna be best friends. I was like, yeah? She's like, yeah. And she's like, I knew we was gonna be best friends. I was like, really? And I'm like, dude, it was so nice to hear that from her when she said that, because she had told me, I believe a year into our friendship, I think, I want to say a year into our friendship, she told me, she was like, yeah, I knew we were going to be best friends. I was like, damn. And I'm over here struggling. I'm like, damn, why the hell she keep talking to me? And because I was antisocial, guys. I'm antisocial. Still antisocial. I'm an antisocial extrovert, by the way, which is, I have a battery life, basically. Like, right? I wake up in the morning, I can talk to people, communicate to people, but inside I'm trying to kill myself, literally. Literally, dude, that is the antisocial extrovert me. Like, I can be friendly on the outside, but inside I will die. Like, I am dying. My mama be like, ask that lady to see if she got more bread in the back. I be like, I don't want to ask the lady. I don't want to ask the lady. I don't want to. And I want to die, basically. But that's me, literally. So this is literally how it happened with her, me and her. And so I was very antisocial, barely wanted to talk. But once you get to know me, girl, like, mugrosas, y'all, I'm a freaking book wide open, like, literally. Ask me any question, I answer. Depending on, but I answer. And so pretty much, it's the whole thing of how she's like, oh, I knew you was Filipino. No, oh my god, my dumbass. That was the next thing. She was like, oh, like, I thought you was Filipino. I was like, Filipino? Like, hi, boo boo, I'm Mexican. What are you talking about? She's like, yeah, obviously I figured it out, but like, I thought you were Filipino. You look Filipino. I was like, it kind of makes sense because Filipinos and Mexicans are basically brethren at this point, because they really are similar. The language is kind of similar because Tagalog, I believe it's Tagalog, right? Yeah, Tagalog. It's like kind of like Spanish. We have a bunch of Spanish phrases, bunch of words, and so it's very similar to Spanish. And that's pretty much all I know. But it's very similar to Spanish. And either way, now on to the juicy part. Okay, mugrosas. So basically, basically, okay, we're going to start from the beginning. This happened, actually, yeah, it was also ninth grade, actually. Damn, I had a lot of drama going on in ninth grade, y'all. Either way, como this. This happened in ninth grade as well. Freshman year, obviously. I was going with one of my friends at the time, and we were going to JROTC. Anybody who's from Central Florida, or actually, I think all high schools have this, but from what I know, Central Florida has this. Well, not Central Florida, but like Florida in itself has JROTC, which is the Junior Recruitment of Tidiness Club, or some club like that. It's not. It's really, that's not the name, but still. And so I was on my way, y'all. I was Mia comadres. Mia pinche mugrosas. I was on my way to this class, and I hate this class because you show up late, they make you run 10 laps. You forgot you put on your uniform on Friday, you walk 10 laps. And they make you carry weights and stuff. It was a military class, so it was annoying as hell. And so literally, dude, literally, I was walking, and I'm a kind person, y'all. So literally, this girl came, bump up to me. She bumped into me because she got in my way, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad." ¿Para qué mugrosas? ¿Para qué le dije eso? ¿Para qué? Ay, es que fue más. Ay, pero pinche inútil, dude. Más que nada, fue una pinche negrita, right? And nothing against her skin color or anything, pero because loving the negritas, because they got that attitude, right? I love that about them. What I don't love is when they used it on me, you know? So, homegirl turned around and she was like, "Watch where you're going, fat ass." And I was like, "Ay, ¿para qué no me lo dijo? Ya me está agarrando el pelo en un moño y me estoy preparando para chingarla." And literally at the time, my friend at the time, she was like, "No, let's go." I know, dude. We got into a screaming match right in the middle of the hallway. And anybody from Florida knows the schools, how they built. They built like freaking, what's it called? I can't have anything in mind right now. But literally all the schools are opened. So we were literally, the middle of the hallway is literally outside in the sidewalk. And so everybody was just staring at us. And I didn't give a crap. I was arguing with this homegirl. This homegirl. I was arguing with this whole girl. This whole girl. Oh my goodness. And I was literally ready to beat her ass right there, right then. They would be like, "Oh, you can't be a woman." I'd be like, "I give a fuck. I am a woman, the frick. I don't give no damn two shits, lying shits, being a freaking asshole." Like, I will beat her ass right now. I will leave her here, herida, que está aquí, rogando para vida. I don't give a crap. I will beat her ass up. You know what? At that point, I was her best friend. It's my, no, that wasn't my best friend, but either way, I was like, best friend. Hand me my damn peluca. Give me my damn wig. Let me put it on right now. I am transgender hoe. Let me beat this asshole up. So I didn't. I walked away. I decided to be the bigger person. After my best friend dragged me away. Yeah. I would have took the 2-week detention, honestly. I wouldn't give a damn. But either ways, she dragged me away. And that was pretty much the end of it. But dude, la pinche negra esa, she had my blood boiling. Like, if you out there, girl, and you remember this, remember, I will beat your ass up. Then I can take you out for coffee, because that's how I am. Then I'll beat your ass up again. But that's pretty much how it went, mugrosas. And I'm going to end the podcast here, mugrosas, because I don't want to take up too much time, and I want to make this a little shorter than last time, because I want you to enjoy, obviously, but I want to keep making more videos a little bit longer. I want to keep co-hosting with people. I haven't hosted with anybody, but I want to. And so pretty much mugrosas. But either way, mugrosas, that will be pretty much it for today. And I really hope to talk to you guys another time. I know this episode is a little bit later. I was meaning to upload it sooner, but I had a busy work schedule and es un montón de cosas mugrosas en realidad. Y pues ya saben cómo es la vida complicada. Pero bueno, it's here, mugrosas. Bueno, ahí los veo luego, mugrosas. Cuídense, limpiense el pinche culo, no sean negras. Ok, como se pinche negra. Ok, mugrosas. Adiós.